came across this footprint. Point out. Point it out, hon.
Here's the heel right here. There's big toe, and then the rest of them are buried up under these leaves right here.
There's my foot compared to it, and it's wide.
There's my foot. I wear size 12.
That's wide. And there's the tree structure right there. And I'm looking around just to see if nature did this or if a Bigfoot. There's an old break right there. We are finding some really cool stuff. Be back at you. Okay, here's a type of tree structure.
The problem with this tree structure is this was cut. It fell at some point in time when they would come up here and clean the place. This trail that we're on, this was cut. But why, I don't know why they would prop this up against this, because if it fell that way they'd have cut it and then push it off over there. So kind of looks like something stood it up.
Yeah, it does.
But we're not gonna really mess with it because we know what happens when you take these things down.
And there's one that's broken, or possible lightning. Not sure, but there's a tree structure right around it as well. It's a beautiful place we're at. Birds are chirping. Not we're looking for evidence of Sasquatch. Trying to follow trails. Taking you guys along with us while we go on a hike. Ken is a good tracker. He's learned how to track at a very young age from Boy Scouts. So we are looking for evidence of that. To that. Agreed.
Did you hear that?
No. What was it? What was it?
Not sure. Just sound like a squirrel, but much louder. Trying to figure out where the little jerk was going. Had to be a youth. He's big dragging everywhere.
Could it be a young male trying to set out on his own?
Could be a young male that's very bored. Yeah, I see that. The only problem with trees like that is when they're that old, it's very difficult to realize that they fell on the ground. Something actually pushed them down.
Yeah, it's true. It's an old tree that's fallen.
Yeah, this one looks like it rotted out. See that right there?
Mm-hmm.
You set it back up, that'd fit right in there. 10 to 1, that just
It rotted. Yeah.
old and died.
Now here we go.
Back on the trail again.
Look at this. We've got sticks that don't go to this tree that are standing up, and we have tree hangs.
Correction.
What?
This limb goes to this tree.
Oh, my bad.
This limb
Goes elsewhere.
does not go to this tree.
And they're standing up. Interesting. All right, we'll come back.
All right. When we look and point out stuff like this, while this limb belongs to this tree, but yet this one back here doesn't, we're not saying it's always going to be a Bigfoot out here running around doing this sort of thing. But what we are pointing out is interesting things that most people wouldn't notice in the woods. Because looking around, this back limb, it doesn't belong to any of the trees currently where we're standing. And I mean for a distance from where we're standing. So that's why we point it out, because it's just an interesting little tidbit. Why is this propped up against here when it couldn't have fell? So
You come to conclusions.
yeah, that's the great thing about this. You guys get to decide. You know, I mean, if I find a big huge footprint, then obviously I'm going to say this is a Sasquatch footprint. But something like this, I can't sit here and say that that is not, you know, somebody that walked through the woods and throw it up against it. You know, I can't prove that one. So just bear with us a little bit. We're pointing out cool things, and you guys get to decide whether or not we are on the mark or off our rocker.
We have dogs in the distance. And kids. Alright, well, we'll come back at you guys when we find a little bit. Unless you found something. Looks like
It's just an old print.
an old print.
I say old because it's bigger than mine. Broken tree. I'm 6'1", so yeah, that's about 7. The problem I have with this tree is I can't really show you a picture of it up here because it broke off so high. But trust me, it is broke off. The problem I have is, how did it get entwined in this tree right here?
Wedged.
From the look of the break, it broke going this direction.
Okay. let me get on the other side. Okay.
So, this is one of those ones we're left with a little bit of a dilemma. Could this be natural? Yes. Because if it fell and twisted at least a little bit, it would have rolled, slid right down this tree and wedged itself in here. Then again, it could be broken off on purpose. We're not real sure. The one thing I am sure about is we've definitely found several footprints around here, so this is one of those mystery trees. So let's go see if we can find one that's not a mystery.
Good idea.